full screen. I
Oh,
think a couple other people concur
and
that that's,
you said it's jumping? Yeah, let me see.
see, it'll go
Yeah.
to full and then,
Oh, okay, I see.
yeah,
Oh, that's
sorry.
weird. Okay, I think I know exactly why that is. Here, let me stop share. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, it's because. Let me. Hmm, let's try this again. Let me know if it starts acting funky again. Okay. So yeah, so in case y'all guys didn't know, Grammarly has a plugin for your Chrome. So all you have to do is install it. It's free. You just log in with a free email password. And so not just when you're blogging, but when you're typing anything, even if it's for to edit your profile, your bio, it'll automatically register whether or not your the grammar's off or whatever, and it'll make suggestions. And that's honestly an easier way versus if you just have it as like a separate tab open, then you're always gonna have to, go back to that website versus it automatically checking your grammar at all times. So if y'all need help setting that up, it should be pretty straightforward. But if you need help, definitely email me or Teams me.
Hey, Deandra.
Uh-huh.
So question for you, because I'm trying to use Grammarly for other stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had that one awesome 1 week free trial and that worked perfect. But
Uh-huh.
now it's asking me to pay for it, right? So basically I do the free basic and it gives you, oh, you're 80% grammatically correct. I need to get that additional 20%. Do I have to pay for that? Or are you saying there's a way we can get it for free or something like that?
No, you do have to pay for it. Yeah, so Grammarly, it only lets you know what you need to edit up to an extent, and then yeah, you will have to purchase it to get the full benefits of it. I suggest paying for it if you can. I definitely think that it's a really good tool to have, especially if you would say that you're not really good with grammar or you do happen to have a lot of typos typically in your typing. I think that it would be a great tool to have always, but yeah, you do have to pay for it. Are there any
I
more?
have another question. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
have a question before you move on. So Chat GPT, love it, hate it, right? So I put it in, right? I put my whole article, whatever I'm writing in, right? And it says, so I see you're trying to say this. And it gives me some bullet points or whatever. But it doesn't correct it all, right? It just gives you and I think that's where I'm lost in it. It just gives you it just what should I say? It just gives you a summary, making what you're trying to say, they make it clearer, right? So point
So,
one is this, point two is this, point three is this, point four is this, right?
mhm. So with
Is that
ChatGPT, it doesn't know anything. So even it is like a new technology item tool. And so when you input anything into chat GPT, you have to be very specific. So it naturally wants to give you bullet points and listing items. But if you specify and you say, write me a paragraph, write me a 6 sentence long paragraph, write me 6 paragraphs, you have to be very, very specific with ChatGPT. Otherwise, it can't guess or assume what you want. Because there's it can be a countless amount of different things, and so it's just going to assume, and it probably is going to assume something very basic, which would be a bullet point list. So make sure that you're putting very specific instructions to it. And I will be having an AI tools class next Monday. That's what the topic's going to be. And so if you're interested in like really getting to know Chat GPT and these other AI systems, definitely come next Monday. Because you know, I'm definitely going to leave it open. Maybe if y'all, have a question like that, we could definitely look over. And again, I personally like having live demos. I think it's a lot easier to understand and follow things, especially with technology. Technology can be very overwhelming. And so next week, if you have a certain question like that, I can definitely type it in exactly the way you're saying, and then I can see what comes up, and then I can help you fix, okay, so instead of saying this, then say this instead. Did that answer your question?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I don't.
Okay. And Vivian, I think your hand's up.
Yes, Deandra, will you be having some sort of like open lab? For people that start doing all this stuff and have like specific questions or more personalized, and then, you could help us.
Yeah, so I definitely can. Yeah, I definitely can. Like specifically about AI.
Just the whole, marketing things, like all
Okay,
the
just in
tools that
general.
we've been taking, and then, if we have issues trying to do it and stuff like that, we can go to your open lab and you could help us.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can definitely look at my calendar and see when I could do that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to help y'all, and if that's gonna benefit y'all, then yeah, for sure. So I'll send out an email when that will be.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Are there any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question, Deandra. I'm curious as far as the AI chatbots. Um, can you provide us like, I know you said you have to be really specific on what I want to, or what we want to write about.
Uh-huh.
And I know I've talked to other people, I'm not familiar with it at all, but is there any kind of like a short list that you could put together for us or for me as far as like what to input and request? Because I know from what I've heard, if you don't put in the right instructions, then you're going to be out in Timbuktu. So is there a way you can give us a short list of items to consider before we're putting in our instructions to AI?
Right, yes. Yeah, so next Monday, I will create a short list, just like I created this document for y'all today in your email, or I printed some out here. I will also be doing that for next week on Monday. I'll create it like a short list for y'all
Right.
to go ahead and refer to.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Any other questions? Okay, sounds good. Okay, so for the design images, these are different areas, different places you can go to either create or get your free images. So Canva is free. There is a paid version of it if you want to get that, but you definitely don't have to get that. And they give you a certain amount of images, they give you templates, they give you shapes, graphics, everything. So, I mean, Canva you could use for social media, you could use it for flyer work, you could use it for anything. And if y'all want, I can do a Canva class as well. I don't currently have a Canva class, so if y'all want, I can definitely create one for y'all. Okay. So, and then another few is Unsplash for images. I use that today. I'm going to use that today in our live demo. Another one called Realistic Shots, Pixabay, Life of Pix, and then there's a few other. I typically use Unsplash if I'm going to use it. If you end up straying away from any of these that I have here, just note that the copywriting of it needs to be a oh, what's the word? It needs to be a commercial free licensing. It has to be commercial, because when it says commercial, that means that you can use it for your business. And that is very important, because there are free images that you can use out there, but there's always some type of what's the word, where yeah, it's like a disclaimer,
Copyright.
or it typically will say you can use this, but you can't use it for your business. You can use it for, like, teaching or something that you're not going to sell or promote. It's just going to be for your own use. So really making sure it says commercial, free licensing. Okay. Make sure. Okay. So talking about AI a little bit more. So like we discussed, be super specific about what you want. The more specific you are, the better the suggestions are. So like we said, like if you are very general, it'll give you those list or bullet points, or it's going to try and it's really not going to guess what you're trying to ask. It's going to give you the most simple answer, or most common answer. I recommend using chatbots for ideas rather than content writing. I personally can tell when someone's used ChatGPT. So it typically uses the same type of language. So because we're in real estate, it uses discover, unlock, nestle. There's like certain words, embark, unleash. It uses a lot of emojis. And so you really got to be careful with ChatGPT. You can't just trust it. Imagine you give, like a monkey, do this for me. The monkey's gonna do it for you, but how well is it gonna be? So always check the work. And make sure that it's exactly what you're trying to say. You probably are going to have to change some language, but it really is just to get you from, it's supposed to be a stepping stone for you. And so I definitely would not recommend using it to write everything, but you can, but obviously look over it and make sure everything is the way you want it to sound and look. So some examples, it's a small short list. And again, I gave you all a document that has like 4 different ones. And then here on this slideshow, there's three input suggestions. So for an example, write a 4-paragraph long blog using the topic best places to eat in Round Rock, Texas. So as you can see, it's very specific. I told it to write something. I told it to give me 4 paragraphs. I said blog, so it knows specifically the type of content it's writing. And then I'm telling it this is the topic. So it's not trying to guess a topic. I'm giving it the topic. And not only did I give it best places, but I also said eat, which says restaurant, which says gives it even more specific. And then I also gave it a location. So now it's even more specific, because it's going to look at data relating to Round Rock versus Austin versus anywhere in the United States, or even in the world, because it doesn't know where you are. It doesn't know anything. So you have to be very specific. Another one is give me 10 different title suggestions of what I should call my blog about preparing for your lawn for spring. So again, it's funny because I saw Miguel type something into the AI chat GPT one time, and he's so polite. He said, please. And I'm like, it's a robot. You don't have to use manners. So, forgive me if it's a little demanding, but give me 10 different title suggestions of what I should call my blog. So I give me a list of 10. I'm telling it different. It's a title. So it's gonna, stay within certain parameters. Again, I say blog, and I gave it a specific topic, which is preparing your lawn for spring. So it's going to stick within certain keywords. It's going to stick within a certain topic. Another one, or what are some relevant topics I can write about for my blog regarding real estate? So again, relevant topics regarding the topic of real estate. So then if you decide to use it for content writing, like I mentioned earlier, make sure the output formats are more human. You stay away from emojis. In this case, I mean, social media is a little different, but if we're specifically talking about blogs, stay away from emojis. It can kind of pull away from the topic that you're talking about, the knowledge. It can make it seem unprofessional, which, I mean, depending on the topic you're talking about, I mean, if it's real estate relating to market, and things like that, I would stick away from emojis. If it's something a little bit more fun, like the topic I said earlier, which is Valentine's Day, that can be a little fun. But I definitely would look at other people's blogs and see what they're doing, especially people that are constantly blogging all the time. And it doesn't have to be real estate blogging, it can be any type of blogging, just to see how they kind of set it up and the type of language they use. Typically the blogs I've seen are more casual speaking, and so it's a little more fun to read and it's easier to read. And so in a blog sense, you want people to be engaged and interested in what you're reading. So I always try to remind y'all that you are a consumer as well. You are a potential client as well. So sometimes you need to, get out of the mindset of like you're trying to give and think about, well, what do I want as that consumer client? What would I read? And if you see something that you're like, this is a really good blog, maybe screenshotting it, maybe saving it, so you can use that type of language or whatever they use in it. You can reference it when you're blogging. And so, yeah, so always being mindful of that. Are there any questions? Okay. So writing tips, quoting, not a lot of people quote. I think it could be very interesting and it can add credibility depending on your topic. If you want to reference another video or person or maybe something popular that's trending right now, you could say like link here, this person says this, and then you put the phrase or the quote. And this is what I have to say about that. It could be a lot more compelling to read. Like, oh, okay, so this is what's happening right now. And I don't know, it's a lot more interesting. Sorry, did one of y'all say something?
Oh, I do have a question. This is
Uh-huh.
Michelle. Very quick question. We can now upload video because a couple weeks ago, the system, the .me was not set up for that.
So I'll talk about this a little bit more.
Okay.
So there's a few different ways you can do this. So I'll talk about this when we get into the live demo.
Okay.
Yeah, I did prepare that for you though, because I know you asked about it, so it's in there.
The way you were talking, I said, oh, maybe it changed.
Yeah, there's a way to do it, which will also benefit y'all if you're trying to get a YouTube channel started. So we'll talk about that once we get further on. So when quoting someone, making sure that you're using quotation marks, naming the person you're quoting, providing a link to the content you took the content from. So if you can't provide if you can't really find the original content, making sure that you're still providing like social media or the person's website. So at least you're saying like, hey, I don't know where it is, but I'm still giving this person credit. This is not my words, this is what they said. And if you're quoting someone, only use a few sentences at most. I mean, I really would keep it down to a small phrase or a single sentence if you can. Just so, you're kind of limiting yourself on what they may or may not be upset about. So you definitely don't want to steal or take or borrow, a whole paragraph from them. Just take the short idea that they mentioned. You're like, okay, I want to talk about this. So I put an example of how to quote. So for example, if you want to use more and then you want to put your own words in the quote, making sure you're using brackets, you write in the brackets, you continue the quote, you end it, and then at the very end, you put the link and you put the person's name that you're referencing. And then make sure that you're giving credit for ideas too. So maybe something's really popular out there and you really like that idea and you know exactly who started that trend. Giving them that credit will be very helpful and they'll really appreciate that. So I definitely would try not to take things as your own, just to be safe. Yeah, that's the end of that. And just kind of jumping right back to the copyright policies. So never use an image you did not purchase the license to or did not have permission to use. Use the resources I provided for free licensing images and for videos. So let's say we go to YouTube and you want to reference a video. If they have this embed icon on their video, then just you could kind of assume that they're giving you permission to use the video. Because they can select whether or not they want to give you the option to embed. So with that knowledge, again, I'll teach y'all further on in this, how to embed a video if you're interested in that. Okay, so now we're into it. So if y'all want to follow along, you can open up your .me and log into it if you're not already logged into it. And click on the blog icon all the way at the very top. And then once you do that, and virtual, y'all guys let me know if you're having any issues or if you have any questions, because I'm going to be kind of moving along here. So definitely interrupt me if you have any problems. Okay, so when you click blog, click on new blog post. And you can write your title right now, or you can just wait. You don't have to write anything, and you can always change this later. So after you write your title, and you can do a test right now, or maybe that's a topic that you're already interested in doing, just to get started. In my demo, in my demo, the prompt I'm gonna use is top 10 must-see places to visit. So I for mine it was Austin. So top 10 must-see places to visit in Austin is what my prompt was. So if you want to do that for an example, and then just put whatever location you want to put, you can. So when you're setting up so when you click save, it's going to take you to this page. Keep the blog status disabled until you're ready to publish your blog. Keep video blog marked as no, unless you want your personal video to appear at the very top of the blog. So this is pretty much, I was having some problems with this particular feature. I'm not sure if there's any like parameters on it or not. So I'm pretty sure there's only one video in there right now, and it basically is like the Realty Texas small like video introductory. It's like a 9-second introductory video to our logo. So there's another way that you can introduce a vlog in this. A video in this. So for now, just select no, and then I'll teach y'all how to like actually add your video a different way. And you could fill out the blog lead-in after you write your blog. So the blog lead-in is going to be your the summary of what people see relating to your blog. So let me go to, might have to move.
This is Deandra. My screen doesn't look the same. When I clicked on the new blog post, I see where to put the title, and then I see content, but I don't see where you're referring to about the video.
So go ahead and click save, which is the little blue button down at the bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
And once you click that, it'll take you to the page of what I'm showing currently on the slideshow. Tell me if you see that.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let me open up. Let me open up my .me. Okay. So mine's already filled out a bit because I was using this for my example. Okay, so your blog lead-in is going to be the summary of what you see when people are browsing. So I just want to show y'all what that's going to look like. So right here, that's someone's blog lead-in. Someone's blog lead-in. So it's just a few sentences of what your topic's going to be about. That's basically going to be the hook, right? When people read the title, yeah, I might be interested in that. Okay, top 10 things every buyer should know before. And then depending on whether or not they're enticed, they'll actually click on it to read it. So just so y'all know what the top or what the blog lead-in will look like on your blog. But I definitely would recommend not writing it until you're finished with your blog, because it'll give you, I mean, you can literally copy and paste a few sentences, or it'll give you a better idea of how to summarize it. Okay, so okay, so I don't know how many of y'all have had time to really play with any of the tools that we have on this .me, really like the writing tools. So the blog content box, where you're gonna actually write your blog, just use it like Microsoft Word. Just like Microsoft Word has the, you know, the bold, the different like font styles. There's gonna be a table up there. I recommend just using it exactly like the Microsoft Word. It makes it a lot easier if you think about it like that, because I know it looks a little different and it looks kind of scary because you don't know what all these symbols mean. So if you have any questions, especially during this slideshow about what a symbol means, definitely ask and I will answer it. So then there's going to be a section at the bottom where it says select banner image. And so the banner image is going to be the first image at the very top of your blog. So for example, surprised I didn't have it in my slideshow. Let me see if mine comes up. Yeah, I don't think so because I disabled it. Okay, that's fine. Let's just click on one. Let's see. So this is basically what the banner image is. So it's immediately going to be the first image that everybody sees when they click on your blog. I think I'll have it later on so y'all guys can see a better example of it. Make sure that y'all are using all 10 tags. So there's only 10 tags that you could input. So using 10 tags, and these should all be keywords relating to your blog. And again, we'll talk about this a little bit more. I'm just helping y'all get a little bit familiar with the page for blogging, but we're going to jump into this a little bit more in depth in a second.
Deandra, excuse
yeah.
me for interrupting. I apologize. This is Anne. On the
Oh, no, it's fine.
banner, the banner, is that consistent or do you change it with each blog?
You change it with each blog.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you can always keep it the same if you choose to. I recommend changing it every time if someone is only interested in your blogs and they're constantly following you, they might, I mean, it's obviously up to you, whatever you choose. So you can always keep it consistent or you can always change it depending on the topic. I think if you change it with every topic, it could be more engaging and it's going to be refreshing to the eye. You typically, if you see the same exact post on social media, for example, and you're scrolling and you see the same exact post every single time, you're typically going to just keep scrolling. You're not going to reinvest your time in it. You're like, oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. And so you're immediately not going to be as interested. So I recommend changing it up. But it depends. I mean, if you create your own little banner for your specific look or for your specific, small business, maybe you have like a general look, I'm not sure. You might want to keep it consistent. So it's really up to you. It's up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Question for you.
Yes.
While we're on here, it says banner images have their unique sort of location on the .me.
Mhm.
So it's basically taking whatever kind of content currently available to us in like the social folders, or do we need to put our own banners up there somewhere?
So I'll jump into this a little bit more, but so there is already banners in there for you to choose from, but I will show y'all how to put your own banner in there, and how to select it. You're welcome. Oh, and an important thing to note is do not fill out the blog URL until you are completely finished. The reason why this is because when you fill out the blog URL, your website immediately like goes live and then you can't change the URL later. So if you decide, oh, I don't want this topic and the topic's already in the URL, it's not really going to benefit your blog later on. And so making sure that the blog URL absolutely last thing. And if you're even not sure about your blog, I would highly recommend just waiting not to fill out the blog URL until you're like very confident that, okay, this is good. I want to publish it. So that is the only time I recommend filling out the blog URL. Otherwise, just stay away from it until you're ready. So for your, so for your content for your blog, for my prompt, I will write, for me to specifically get what I have during this demo, in my chat GPT, I write a blog about the top 10 must-see Austin places to visit. So we're gonna take that. Okay, you're not gonna let me. So we're gonna hop on chat GPT, and y'all are more than welcome to hop on chat GPT as well if you want. Oh goodness, the battery's gonna die. I don't even know. Be right back.
The viewers' attention. I had two courses that were required for all fishing students, regardless of what the names of the, one of them is server rating, and the other one-
Okay, laptop may or may not die, so.
Because when you write something, sometimes what you say, the person has a different image of the one you're trying to get to keep.
Sure.
And I had to publish.
Thank you so much.
Little.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Miguel, so when you're done, it has a Z.
Okay, thank you. Hallelujah for Miguel, right, guys? Okay, cool. And should have set this up earlier. What do you mean? How is it wrong? Okay, well. Basically, guys, I mean, it'll take you right to the page where you're supposed to go. As soon as you log in, it'll take you to the page where you're supposed to go. And all you have to do at the very bottom, it's gonna have a little text box. And you could just type in, write a blog about, and then put your topic. And then it'll literally write you a short little blog. And if you have any specifics that you don't give me a list form, then you need to say that. Rewrite it without a list form. So, yeah. So, oh, and then once you get your output, at the very bottom, there's going to be a little clipboard. You just click it, and that's what's going to copy all of that content. So you don't have to try and like highlight it and copy it over. You just click that little button, and it's automatically going to copy. So then we're going to go back to your .me, and in that text box area, you're gonna click in the text box area and you're just gonna right click or click your command to paste it all there. So ChatGPT for me gave me a title and introduction. So I'm gonna put the title in the title box that I showed y'all earlier. In the introduction, I'm actually gonna put it in the blog lead-in. So I do that in this scenario. And when you paste it in there, it's gonna have a little box that pops up for y'all. just type or just select insert only text for it to not keep the same like style. So it's just going to input just the words and the characters itself. So I would put insert only text. If you want to keep the style of it, you could click keep. But I'm sure y'all are going to want to change the look of it anyways. You're going to want to change the boldness, the size of everything. So I mean, it might just be more work for y'all if you select keep. So make sure you select insert only text. And so after you get it copied over, you could always go to paraphraser.io/plagiarism -checker. And then it gives you, again, you have to do a free sign up because that's just how everything is nowadays. So you do your free sign up. If it's not already, if it doesn't make you sign in, then all you have to do is just copy and paste this into your paraphraser. And then it'll be able to tell you if you plagiarized or not. Obviously you didn't write this, but AI might be taking from something else. And so knowing that if it's plagiarizing, you can go ahead and change the text up. And so if you want to do that, there's also another cool tool called Quillbot where it helps you rewrite something. So it only gives you up to a certain amount of characters. So I would highly recommend in this case, if we're looking at my demo, if I want to copy the state capital, start your awesome adventure, that whole little small paragraph, just copy and paste that into Quillbot. And then it's just going to rewrite the way it sounds. And then obviously make sure it's not plagiarizing. Then once you're good, then you can copy it and paste it back into here. Are there
I
any
have a question. I do have a question regarding plagiarism. If you do your request through chatbot with the request no plagiarism, is that going to be as good as running it through this paraphraser or not?
I would still check it either way. I mean, you definitely can say, you know, all original content or don't plagiarize. But I definitely would still run it through something. Because again, we don't trust AI entirely. And so just always making sure that you have it that you're looking over it and that you have something else checking it as well.
I have a comment on that. I think that anything on AI is going to be off the internet, so it was by somebody else. AI is not going to come up off the answer on its own. So, and what I've seen in the past is that it always give you the references where you got it from on the bottom. And the one that I like to use is Copilot. I tried the ChatGPT and it's not as strong, I would say. But in any case, anything that you use from AI is getting the content from somewhere in the internet. It's not something that the AI is coming up with.
Right. Yeah, yes. So that is why it is important for y'all to always make sure that it's not plagiarizing and being specific and saying original content. I would say original content versus not plagiarizing, just because I think it's a little bit more specific.
Wouldn't it be better to not request original content or anything like that you request? You're reducing the possibility of what the computer would be out. It's better, I believe, to go ahead and let it come out and then check it to make sure it's not plagiarized. Because that way it may be something there that you really wanted, but you or an idea,
right,
or something else, or an idea.
Right. Yeah. So that's the interesting thing is with AI. Yeah, like you might be missing out on an idea if you do put original content, or it's just very tricky with AI. You really have to play with it, especially right now since it's so new. It's still learning. So you really have to play with it. It's not a fix-it-all tool. It's just supposed to help you, get ideas, supposed to help you maybe if you don't know how to say something, helping you rewrite a sentence. I mean, that's why I did mention not to really lean on it too much. It's just in this example, I used it to write down the blog, but even then you kind of lose the human sound of it. So, again, just trying your best not to lean on it too much.
Yeah, I had a course, that was required at University of Texas, letter writing. And I had a really tough, instructor in that, the margin on the left is always straight, but the margin on the right can not be. And he specifically told us that you wrote the first sentence, and if it hit the right margin just where it was, great. If it didn't, you could go over 5 letters or under 5 letters. And the next one had to be either on it or again, over or under. And you kept on going. And what that really surprised me is that when I was trying to write something and I couldn't make it fit because I was typing it, okay, a few times. And it didn't fit. It made me change my words into what I was saying and gave me more ideas of everything I said. It was just interesting.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time we get into a headspace, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to stay in a box. And I think that when you're forced to leave the box, you get a lot better ideas. So yeah, I mean, but what I recommend if y'all are struggling with like topics for blogs, which would be really cool, is maybe just brainstorming ideas. They say statistically speaking, the first like 5 ideas, 5 to 10 ideas are always going to be very common ideas. But once you're forced to start thinking outside the box, outside of those common ideas, then you're going to start getting those unique ideas. So that's if you have time to do that. Obviously, all of these tools that I have is to help you reduce your time. But I definitely, when you reduce your time on these things, you definitely still want to be very careful of making mistakes. And so that's also why I'm trying to show you all these different tools to help you reduce mistakes as well. So thank you for sharing that. So the next thing is, if you're trying to format images, in this case, there's going to be a table icon at the very top. It looks basically like a table or like a little calendar. And basically you're going to want to create 2 columns. It's going to be a 2x1 table. And in this table is where you're going to put your images. The reason for this is if you don't put a box or border around your images or around your single image, it's going to make the image the entire screen. And so it's going to take up too much of the screen, and then it's also going to condense it a little bit. So you're not going to really get the full image. I don't think I have an example of that, but so by putting it in a table, you're able to adjust the column width, and then because of that, you'll be able to adjust the image. So I'll show y'all. This is for just an image in general. Yeah, so in this case, I do have a table here, or I can use this table actually. So, so in this table, we're just gonna, oh, I can't in this case. Okay. So right here, I have a table. You can't see the borders because I deleted them, and I'll show y'all how to do that in a second. But I can adjust this, and then I make that smaller, and then I can adjust this. But you're basically going to be restricting the size of the image by creating this box. Does anyone have any questions on this?
So do you create the box first using that icon and then upload an image to the box?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna show y'all how to get yourself to uploading an image and stuff as well. So definitely make the box first. And so make the box, it's gonna be an empty box like this. Oh, I am going to here. Okay, so once you create that table, if you want to, you can go to Unsplash, select a photo for this example. And I would recommend going ahead and getting a image in general just for this examples because it could be kind of confusing. So I definitely, if you can walk through with me on this, then I would, even if it's just a image. I mean, as long as you don't publish it because it might not be licensed. So you can go ahead and get an image. And I'll let you all do that for a second. Okay. And so once y'all do that, go to your .me, open up a separate tab. So for example, I have this tab open for the blog. I'm just gonna type in a different tab. Okay, so now you're on your dashboard. You're gonna scroll down to your social and media and custom folders, all of these. There's gonna be a section that says permalinks. You're gonna click on permalinks. You're gonna scroll down in the permalinks box. There's gonna be a section that says browse, or a button, sorry, a button that says browse. You're gonna click the button browse, and it's gonna take you to your desktop, downloads, documents. You're gonna select your photo. So I don't know what photo this is. So this is my photo. I select it, I click open. And now that's in your personal library. No one else has access to this. This is your photo on your .me. So, but now it's in your personal library. Let me know if anyone has questions. I'll give you a second to do this.
And then it's in our personal library, is it in this permalinks or somewhere else? Is it under media at that point or?
It will be in your permalinks always. Yeah, so if you ever want to reference it again, it's always going to be in your permalinks. Yeah.
Is there a limit to how many permalinks?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Yeah, it should just be an endless library. Okay, so once we do that, we're gonna go back here. Make sure you click save up here. Back on your blog. If you haven't already, click save. Make sure you click save. Why? Why is there an error? Okay, I'm gonna go back to my .me. Or back to my blog. And I suggest as y'all are like writing and doing things in here, always clicking save. It does not automatically save. So making sure that you stop yourself every, like, you need to put a timer on and do it every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, always clicking save because it won't save automatically. And so you might lose all your stuff. So yeah, definitely recommend that, or recommend doing this in something else and then copying and pasting it in here once you're done editing, such as Word. Anyways, okay, so once we get here, we're going to click on the table box. So it should be highlighted and you should see your cursor within the text box within your table. Make sure you keep that other tab open for your permalinks. So we're going to go back to that permalink look. You're going to hover over the image you want. You're going to right click it. Okay, mine's not. I don't know if it's because I'm sharing. Or is it doing it? No, it's not doing it. Okay, well, when y'all hover over it, there's gonna be you hover over it, you right click, and there's gonna be a text that says open image in a new tab. And let me know if y'all see that or not on your image. So you right click it, and then there's gonna be a pop-up that says open image on in a new tab. You click that, and I don't know why that one's not working. My mouse is just not working, which is weird. And so it's gonna pop up a new tab for you. So in this case, it opens up a new tab. You're gonna see your image down here. And then it's gonna have a whole unique URL. So you're gonna copy and paste that URL. You're gonna go back to your blog. You're gonna see this little image icon. So you're gonna click it. And you're gonna paste the URL in this section. And then you'll put like description of it. So like for this example, I put state capital. And then you click insert. And when it inserts, it's gonna look like this. It's just gonna insert your image.
Question.
Yes.
The pictures that you put up there, they have to be your own, or
They can be your own, or they have to be commercial free licensing.
free licensing?
Mhm.
So.
So you can,
There's something out there that you can tap into and take whatever picture you want to put in there.
Right.
without having to get permission.
right, yes.
from,
Yeah, yeah, so it has to be, so there are like a ton of websites, so on this that I gave you, on the paper that I gave you. All down here, these design and images, these are different websites you can go to go get those free images that are commercial free.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So I went to Unsplash, I was looking for just like round rock images, and I take one, and it takes me to iStock.
Uh-huh.
iStockphoto.com. And then, is that what it does? Is it just kind of a clearinghouse for all the different places, or did I just happen to pick on one I shouldn't have?
Let me see, hold on. I mean,
And
oh,
you end up needing to get, like, this one has like a 10 free 1 month trial.
yeah, I think. And you selected it within like the gallery, or did you go all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom and then select?
I like searched for round rock pictures and it brought some up.
Okay, let's see.
Maybe listed at the top. Like I picked like this one at the top. Is that, are these just out?
Okay, yeah. Yes,
Okay.
so that's a great thing to notice, and to know is, you see here at the top on Unsplash, this is, a sponsored ad. So they get you with that, but yeah, make sure, that's why it matters the very top or very bottom. Typically the images at the very top like this that aren't, that don't look like these, yeah, they're typically gonna be sponsored, so you wanna make sure that it's within here. And it should be free, you shouldn't have to sign up, you shouldn't have to buy anything if you're on Unsplash.
So if you use one of those Unsplash photos, you would just download it to your computer and then start from there and then go to the permalink and upload it and then do
Right.
okay.
Yes. Yes, so,
And these are gonna be very generic, but I have nothing to go if I'm a picture of round rock text, so I can do this.
well, you might, I mean, depending on the, yeah, so some of them are a little more generic, so I typed in Austin, I doubt you'll find something round rock because, you know, I don't think photographers are thinking round rock, I think they think Austin. And so, when you look up your photo, you definitely have to think about, the keywords as well and the tags. And so again, unless round rock has a specific, what do you call it? What am I trying to say? Destination location on it, and so you have like a lot of tourists and there's a lot of interest in Round Rock. I kind of doubt that you're most likely going to find a picture there. you are more than welcome to go take a picture yourself. Yeah. At Round Rock, or in Round Rock, and upload that. You don't have to find an image online. You can use your own image if you'd like. It's just if you're writing about something generic or you just need a simple photo, then this is definitely a great resource. That's free.
And it's probably worth it, just to grab any eye-catching.
Right.
Very specific, just to be pretty and.
Right, yeah, and to be, I mean, really, images and emojis, it just pretty much, I'm sure if y'all don't really think about it too much, when your eyes looking at something, I mean, if you quickly like open your eyes and then close them, that's how fast your mind is scanning something. And so it basically, you'll read something a lot faster in that sense, because you're not literally like read, but you'll understand the topic a lot faster, and you'll understand this is what it's about because the image and the emoji, it basically sums up what you're talking about. That's why images are important to use. And then of course it is visually, if you find really cool photos, it's visually appealing.
Hey, Deandra, I have I wish it was a quick question, but I'm just thinking like all the step when you upload a picture, is there any way we can just copy and paste when we do a blog?
So yes, so if you wanted to, if you, I mean,
Obviously, to be your own picture, but
yeah, you'd have to make sure the licensing is good. But let's just say for this example, I forgot my mouse isn't working. So for this example, if I right clicked on this, clicked copy, or did a short key, click copy, and then I came back here and then I clicked paste, it will populate on here. The dimensions and the photo quality might be different though. It might be poor quality and poor image quality, because it's not getting the exact photo. So I definitely would recommend just going ahead and doing the longer route, only because you want to appear more professional, and in this sense, you want to make sure that your image is not pixelated. So that's what I would recommend. You're more than welcome to copy and paste it directly in there, but for image quality purposes, I would go the longer route.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so are there any questions about this so far? Is anyone having any issues, have questions?
I do have a question. This is Carmen. Can you explain that route again? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
So,
Yeah, I can
how
explain.
to save the picture and just, yeah, please.
Okay. Sorry, what'd you say, Meg?
I was just gonna ask about, I had to make that box again, that we got for energy.
Oh, so I created this little, or I clicked this little table at the very top here. It's next to that link. It's very small, but it looks like a little calendar, little table. So, and then I made it into a 1x2 table. Oh, sorry. So 1x2 table. So then it creates this table. And so, so for you, Carmen, so let's say need a photo. So, okay, I want these boots. Download them. Okay, they went to my download folder. You're gonna go to your .me. You're gonna be in your dashboard. You're gonna scroll down. You're gonna see your social media, custom, generic, video. Then you're gonna click on your permalinks. And make sure you're logged in for this. If it's giving you any issues, it's because you're not logged in. So make sure you click on your permalinks. All your permalinks will appear. You scroll down in the specific box. At the bottom left corner, it'll say browse. You click the button browse, and then you go find your photo wherever it is. So we'll have to, I didn't even see what that photo was called. And this is, okay, hold on. It is called Megan. So, cool. So okay. So I'm not using my computer. I don't know if y'all can tell. Okay, so found my image. I click open. Okay, it's uploaded now. And so when it's uploaded, you're just gonna right click this image. And when you right click it, there's gonna be a whole little tab that comes open right here, a whole little box. And when the box pops open, it's gonna say open image in new tab. So when it says open image in new tab, you're gonna click on that. And then the image is automatically gonna just pop up and it's gonna pop up right here. And then it's gonna have a unique URL that pops up right here. When that URL pops up, you're just going to copy it, whether you like completely highlight it and copy it, you short key it, whatever is up to you. You're gonna copy that URL. You're gonna come back to your blog. You're gonna make sure that your cursor is in your box, so it's highlighted and cursor's blinking. You're gonna go up here and click that little image button. In the URL box right here, you're gonna paste that URL that you copied and that you copied earlier. Then you're gonna put a little text about what that image is. So for this example, it was state capital. You click insert, and then your image will appear in this box. Did that help, Carmen?
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much. All
You're
right.
welcome.
I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
So when you're doing this, do you have to like preemptively know you're going to do a picture? Like what if I did a paragraph here and then I'm like, you know what, I want to add a picture. Like, is there any way to do the box and then move your paragraph to the left, like cut and paste it in the box? Or do you have to start over and start with the boxes first?
Oh, no, you don't have to start with the boxes first. So let's say that this is all, I wrote all of this and now I want to add a box. So, and let's say you want to you're saying like if you want to do a format like this, where it's like on this side and then
Yeah, so like say I did my blog and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to now break up each paragraph and I want to add like a picture to the side.
Okay.
To like
So-
reconfigure it that way. I wouldn't have to start over. I just add
Yeah.
one box or.
So this is the way you would do that. So let's say this is only stuff I wrote. Okay, now I want to add an image. Then I would add a new line just so you have it all separated. You click your little table. Click your little table. No. Yeah. Oh, they're adding down here. Okay. That shouldn't be the case though. Okay, so I don't know. So just add a bunch of lines until it finally works. And so in this case, you could, my mouse isn't, okay. So because my mouse isn't really working and I don't know why, I would highlight this, copy, and I would paste it onto this side of the text box. And then here is where you could do that whole image, instructions that I told you about right here in this box. So because nothing's working for me, I can't really show y'all. So yes, you just follow that same instructions that I showed y'all. The image will populate here, and then you'll have your text here. And so to get rid of the way this box looks, let me see if I can do it up here. So this is how. Okay, so you're trying to get rid of this, right? Because this will appear, these borders will appear on your blog if you don't get rid of them. So just going to want to click inside the box. The box is going to highlight blue. You're going to see this little teardrop button down here. It's going to pop up when you highlight the box. You're going to click this down arrow It's gonna say background, text, border. You're gonna click border and you're gonna make it white. When you do that, the box disappears. And of course, you'll still be able to mess with the box size. So if you want to maybe make your text a little bit more boxy looking versus it being so long like that, you just drag this over and then you just adjust it. And then if you want to delete the table, so for example, like I accidentally made this table here, you're gonna click this little trash can, or you're gonna click the arrow next to the trash can, and it's gonna say delete table, delete row, delete column. So if I wanted to just delete a column, just say that. If I want to delete the whole table, I click delete table. It'll delete the whole thing. So I'm gonna do that for these. Okay, any more questions about that? Okay. Let me try and go back to. Cool. So I taught you all the border. Okay, so now here we are, Michelle. We're at the adding video portion. Cool. So if you want to add your video, you're going to click the little camera icon, which is next to the image icon box. So you're gonna click that little image icon. And just like the image icon, we're gonna copy and paste the URL into the text box. Or you could copy and paste the embedded code into a text box. So when that camera opens up, there's going to be a section that says URL, or it's going to come up with another box that says the little these symbols, and then you're going to put it's going to say code. So you click on that, and then you're going to copy and paste the embed video code. So let me escape. Wow. So I'm gonna go find a video. So we're gonna just look up. So let's say it's a video that you want to reference on YouTube. It could be your own video for this specific example. I'm gonna look up Zilker Park because that's what my that's where I want to add my code at. So make sure y'all guys are saving. So if you want to go save your blog right now, go ahead and click save so you don't lose that. So, okay, cool. I want to share this video. So at the bottom of your video, it's going to say share. You're going to click share. This is the URL if you want to copy the URL. So you're just going to click copy and it's automatically copied and we're going to paste it over. If you're trying to embed the video, then you're going to click these little embed button right here. It's going to pop up with all of this code. All you have to do is click copy down here.
What's the difference between copying and embedding?
So embedding will ensure that your video, like the imagery comes up immediately. I know that earlier when I didn't embed it and I just put the URL, for some reason the image didn't come up. It just had like a link in there. versus when you embed it, it appears with like the, what do you call it? With the, why can't I think of words today? Of the image, but there's a word for it. I don't know why that.
In your example here.
Thumbnail.
This is
Thumbnail, yes, thank you.
This is embedded versus just copy the URL.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, so let me see if I can enable this. So go to Realty Texas. See if mine pops up. I have to put it right there. Oh, no. Okay. So I embedded this video. So because I didn't put it in that text box that I told y'all about, this is how it appears. It's like super big, fills up the entire space, which if you want that, cool, you do you. But for me, I like it when it's in a box like this. It's easier to read and I can see both things at the same time. So, but yeah, so this is how it shows up when you embed the video. Cool. So. Okay, and now that we got all the hard stuff out of the way, the media is probably like the hardest part of it because there's a lot of steps. And hopefully we'll make that process a little easier for y'all. This is just what we're working with now. So, if y'all have any requests to make that easier, I will definitely tell Jack and the web team. I definitely think there should be an easier way to do it. I just can't think of the proper solution right now on how to make it easier. So I don't know. So I definitely will mention it to him. Anyway, so if you want to change it to the text look, like I said earlier, just use it like how you use Word. And so at the very top, there's going to be this A right here, and that's going to be the font style. There's going to be like, I think maybe like 10 different font styles you can choose from. So all you have to do is just highlight. I'll go back to my example. So all you have to do is just highlight this, or maybe I should do, okay, well, let's see. This is how it normally looks. Just highlight it. I want to make it bold. I click the little A drop down. I want to change it to impact font, and I want to make it bigger. So there's a little T next to the A. You're going to click the drop down, and there's going to be different sizes for your text. So I want to make it 18. And yeah, are there any questions about that or about any of the other tools up here?
What are your top 3 fonts? Like,
so
some
I
that are in style and everybody laughs at the others, or
no, so in this case, people aren't gonna look at the design aspect. People are looking for the content aspect for blogs. So whatever's more easily readable. So you're gonna want to do sans serif type fonts, which that means it's not going to be this Georgia font where it has the little lines and then it like the the line with the G. It's going to be more rounded and less stylistic, I guess you could say. So like Arial, Helvetica, Tahoma are easier fonts to read versus Georgia, Impact. Times New Roman is kind of that one's okay only because that's just like a generic font. I think everyone's already gotten used to reading that type of font. So Times New Roman is like an outlier in this aspect. And then Verdana is better. So I just would stick away from fonts like this just for readability purposes. It's just going to be a little harder to read. And so if y'all have been in Mega or anything that Jack's been teaching, he always says that, people's attention span is very small. And so if they can't read it, if they're having any type of issues, they're going to click off of it. If it's taking them longer to read than normal, they're going to click off of it. So we really want to make sure that it's super simple, easy to read, easy to follow, gets them where they need to go in a short period of time. So, which if you want to write a really long blog, you can, but I would recommend making it short and sweet.
And what does that mean? How long is that? Like a paragraph?
Maybe not that short, not a paragraph short. I would make it, if you're scrolling, which is a good way to follow that, is if you're scrolling on your phone and you scroll like, all the way up, just one page, all the way up, all the way up. I wouldn't do more than 2 scrolls. And if it's on a desktop, then maybe like 2.5, because your screen's a little bigger, or a 1.5, sorry, for your desktop, 1.5. So what I would do, just make sure it's not too long or too wordy, is again, think about it in a client reader aspect, and go read your own blog. Go read your own blog. And if you immediately are like, oh, this is boring, then you should probably change it. If you're like, if it's taking too long to read, or it's hard to read, you're like, what does that say? You should probably change it. So definitely, and even if you don't want to read your own blog, or you read your own blog, you're like, yeah, I think it's good, but I'm not sure. Having a friend, having a peer, having family member, hey, can you read this real quick and see what they say? Definitely always ask someone else. If you want to ask me, send it to me and I'll read it. And I'll let you know if I have any suggestions for y'all. That's what I'm here for. So always ask questions. Yeah. Let me see. Okay, now we're to the banner image, which isn't as difficult as the other ones, but so at the very bottom, it's going to say go, right? So you're going to click go, and you're going to click this all the way down at the bottom of this page. You're going to see a little button that says browse. You're going to click browse. I'm going to try and find that cowboy boot photo. Let's see. Maybe not. Yeah, that's not it. Oh, it really just disappeared on me. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So I found my photo. I click open. It's going to appear here. That does not mean it's uploaded though. Just because it appears here does not mean it's uploaded. You have to click this button right here that says upload. So you click upload. Okay, and this will kind of disappear for a while. If you want to make sure before you put this image here and you upload it, this initially said 27 files right here. When I clicked upload, it says 28 files now. But the way you'll really be able to tell is if you scroll all the way back up, we'll just click save just in case. Plus you need to be saving. So click save, takes you back here. I go back all the way down to my banner. I'm going to click this little button here that drops down this menu. And all those banner images are going to come up. And look, I found my image. So you just click it and then it's set. And make sure you click save. Are there any questions about this? Okay. So the next thing are tags. Tags are our keywords, and we always want them to be related to the topic of our blog. But let's say in this instance, I have 10 different topics. So we talk about the state capitol, the Zilker Metropolitan Park, Lady Bird Lake. We have a lot of different topics here. I'm going to want to put the keywords that are most relevant, that I know people are most likely going to look up. When you think of Austin, what do you think of? And then I'm gonna put UT Austin, the state capital, words that are associated with my blog, but also are popular. So when people look it up on Google, the likelihood of your blog populating for that topic is gonna be a lot higher. So I would put, if you're writing about location, I would type in Austin or type in the location. If it's in Texas, do the city, Austin, and then do another tag for Texas. For this case, I put UT Austin as one tag. I put state capital as another tag. I put food truck as another tag because that's also on here. And I know that people always look at food trucks in Austin. I know Lady Bird Lake is very popular, so I put that as well. And so are there any questions about what type of tags you should include, or do you have any questions on that?
You just write the word and.
Yeah, so you type in the word. So in this case, let's say I want to put wine tour. So I'm going to type in wine tour. And so once you have your word, you could either click on this box or you can click enter. And when you click that, it becomes its own tagline. If you want to delete it, you just click this little X, goes away. So I'm pretty sure it only allows up to 10 tags. If it gives you more options to add more tags, definitely take advantage of it, because the more keywords you can put there, the more likely your blog is going to be seen. And definitely making sure that your key tags are different. That way you can touch a wide array of different topics and different people, and that way you can, yeah. So once you do that, you just click save. And then it's saved. Okay, and the finishing touches. Once you're absolutely good, you're like, this is perfect, this is exactly what I want. You're gonna type in that blog URL. So basically all you're gonna do is you're gonna click in the box and then you're gonna type your URL. So you could literally just type in explore, in this example, explore Austin top 10 must-see places. And then you click enter.
This is what you decided to title it, but you made it
Yes.
up.
Yeah, you can make it up. So the way you would write a blog URL is, again, going back to keywords. So, and then obviously the same topic and keywords. Because when Google reads your blog, it's going to scan over it. It's going to connect your URL to your blog, and it's going to connect the keywords. And then once people look up Austin must-see places or explore Austin or those certain keywords, and your blog comes up, it's because it's relating to those keywords. Yeah.
So do you have to add the HTML in there yourself? Or just
No, it automatically populates like that. And you don't have to add the / either. That automatically populates itself. So you're really just typing in just the URL itself. I guess the unique URL portion.
You just put an explore Austin top 10 places.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I put for mine. You can make it shorter if you want, make it longer if you want. I would say short and sweet would be better. Then you just pick a few of the keywords. So let me see. Okay, so this is how it comes up for me. So I'm a person just wanting to read this blog. And so this is what the blog URL looks like at the very top. So that / is going to be your unique blog number, and then it says blog, and then realtytexas.com. So that's how it comes up. And
I have a question about keywords. So is there a way that we can search popular keywords that are in, maybe not popular, but keywords that buyers and sellers and things like that are searching for? Like, how will we go about finding any type of useful keywords to use
so you
besides
can,
just the blog, you know?
Right. So you definitely can ask Google, but you definitely can ask ChatGPT as well. So you can ask ChatGPT, give me a few keywords associated with, and then if you wanted to, you could say associated with this with this blog, and then we could literally copy and paste all of the content back into ChatGPT, and then it'll give you keywords. Or or you could look up keywords on Google, but I wouldn't ask either one. Common keywords with buyers, sellers, unless it's relating to your topic. I definitely would ask it for keywords relating to your topic rather than buyer, seller, leasing.
I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we will talk about this a lot more in depth next Monday once we actually jump into AI and ChatGPT. So y'all are more than welcome if you're working on a blog and have more questions. You could definitely bring them on Monday, and we'll talk about them a little bit more. It'll kind of be more of like an open lab because there's not really too much to really learn about ChatGPT or about any of the AI stuff. You kind of just have to mess with it. So it will be more of like an open lab type style for ChatGPT. Just so I can make sure that y'all are really benefiting, and if you have something very specific you want to ask, then I can help you problem solve that.
I have a couple questions, Deandra. Can I
Uh-huh.
come? Okay, let me just open my screen. Okay, when I open my blog, okay, like on .me, sometimes I see a red. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 blog. Okay,
Uh-huh.
starting like years ago. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, when I look at my, when I look at it, I have like couple icon are black and couple icon are green. Would you know what it means?
And it's on your .me.
Yes, it's on my .me and I can see my 6 blog.
Okay, so for example, if you see my screen, one's green and one's black.
Okay, just give me 1 second because I gotta switch.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, exactly. Yes.
So the green means that your blog is active and other people can see it. The black means that your blog is not active and you disabled it.
Oh, okay. Now, my second question is, let me just open because I speak better English when I see what I'm about to talk about. Okay, I wrote a blog as we were like, doing the class, and at the bottom it says either close or save. How come it doesn't say publish?
When you're actually within the blog itself,
Yes.
the way you publish your blog is not the close or save, is actually going to be your blog status at the very top left. Under editor and my files, you're going to see a little drop down and it says disabled or active. So automatically it's always going to be disabled. So if you want to activate it, you have to click active and then click save.
Okay, I think I'm gonna need to stop at the office because this is not like, okay, let's put that on the side because for the purpose of this training. Okay.
Okay.
Next one. Okay, I'm full of question. I want to blog so badly. That's why I'm like involved in this training. Okay. Is it possible, and I'm just throwing this idea, to do blog 1, blog 2, blog 3? In other words, is like you go over everything you went through. After that, maybe blog 2 would be like the next training would be like, why don't we upload like 12 pictures, like start getting ready. And the third one would be actually, and obviously with more details, but the third one would be to get 6 blog ready. And if I'm understanding correctly what you were saying, out of the 6, like let's say we get all together, like get ready 6 blog. And I actually decided like everybody can do whatever they want, but actually my job probably would be to publish like every 2 weeks. Then I'll have the 6 blog and I can delay the publishing, obviously. And all the people who I trained, they would have like three blog training. I know you get so much to teach us, but I learned over a lifetime of been in real estate, and even personally, it can very easily get overwhelmed. And what happened is we end up doing a little on everything. And I love the way you structure your class, because I can tell you're gonna teach something every Monday, which is like absolutely amazing. But would you entertain the idea to split that class in 3 blog, and only the people who went to blog 1 would go to blog 2, the people who went to blog 2 can do blog 3. And the reason being, it's because it's unbelievably hard for you as a trainer, because every single of us are at different level of knowledge. Would you entertain that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I mean, if y'all are interested in me creating more blog courses, yeah, I definitely can.
But as long as like the 3, like even 2, I might not need 3, but even 2 classes or 3 classes, but you got to make sure everybody's at the same level. You know, it's like when you go to elementary school, you don't put elementary kids in, middle school, like that kind of, because I don't want you to repeat everything every time.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
Yeah.
anyway, just put that on the side, talk with Jack, and just see. Okay, my last question, and I'm going to leave you alone. Would you think, I don't even know if you, investigate about that, but do you think Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, would be easier for us to use versus like AI?
Versus like Chat GPT?
Yeah.
I personally, would it be easier? I think they're both the same when it comes to user friendliness. I personally do prefer Copilot only because it doesn't use the same exact language every single output. And then it does, I think it's more creative. So I personally like Copilot a little bit more. But when it comes to user friendliness, they're both the same.
Wow.
And then Copilot does have like extra resources towards the bottom. So when you type something and it gives you the output, at the bottom it'll say suggestions like, oh, do you want to learn more? Or depending on what you typed in, it'll say,
yeah,
do you want me to give you a list of 10 other different topics relating to this? Or do you want me to give you suggestions on this? So it could kind of help a little bit more, at least from suggestions, versus Chat GPT, it's kind of like one and done.
Yeah, I'm getting a new listing, and I just did it yesterday, and I was blown away. Literally blown away, because I didn't put that much detail. And it came out like it was saying 3-bedroom, 2 beds. Like, oh my God, it's like I'm not gonna do my name, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was my first reaction, but I was like, and it did not look like GPT. You know what I'm saying? Because now we
Yeah.
know when it looks like GPT.
Right,
GPT.
exactly.
Like
Exactly.
if you did enough, like I'm not the expert in that field, but I observe a lot. I just wish I could manifest what I'm observing, but maybe another lifetime. But anyway, I was like, I'm not joking. I was mind blowing. It knew so much,
Yeah.
and I
Right.
did like three correction, but they were not technically three correction. They were actually like, one was a correction, but because it didn't put the powder room, oops, but the second one, the two others was something I was adding to because the community of this property had a lot to offer. Anyway, but okay, thank you for your answer, because like I'm definitely like getting in, falling in love with Microsoft Copilot.
Yeah, I definitely prefer Microsoft Copilot over ChatGPT. Yeah, it definitely sounds a lot more human, and it stays away from those words that I talked about earlier: discover, embark, nestled. I can tell that a lot of agents use ChatGPT for their listing bios or the listing description.
Yeah.
Which if you're using ChatGPT too much, it's sticking to the same type of words and like layout, and so it kind of gets boring. If it doesn't sound natural and it doesn't sound human, people may not be interested in reading it. It may be harder to read, or I don't know, it uses weird language sometimes. So yeah. Copilot definitely does not do that as much.
Got you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And again, AI, the chat GPT, chat bots, all of that, it really is going to take trial and error for y'all. So you might want to play with chat GPT for a little bit and then switch over to Copilot and just kind of see which you prefer more. It's definitely more personal. Okay, so we finish off here. Okay, so once you publish your URL and then you click active, your blog will instantly be published and be able to be seen. And if you, let's say you update it or you activate it and you're like, wait, I need to change something. And then you go back and you edit it and you click save, it might take some time for the system to update it. So just be aware of that. If if there's a typo for say, and you're like really freaked out about it, just know that it won't be updated until the next day. Or if you change the image or if you change something major, it really won't be. It might update a little bit faster, but just like be aware that it might take up at least a day to update. That's why it's really important that you feel pretty confident about how everything looks. Okay. So, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so everything's going to be displayed. So as you can see, that's what mine look like. Mine has the top that has the description. You can see the tags, and then you have my banner selected. And then, like I said earlier, next week we'll be talking about AI tools. So if y'all want to tune in for that. One thing that I didn't mention during this, which I guess this could be a good blog too, video or a training, is how to different ways you can post your blog to like social media, different ways to like advertise your blog. So maybe we'll do that next time, because what time is it? Yeah, so maybe we'll do that next time, so we can help get your blog out there. But just some advice is I would personally make a reel and read off of your blog, especially if it's relating to like market, it's more real estate type. I would create a short reel, and highlight something in your blog that is very captivating, very interesting, it's relevant. So you could say, let me think. Did y'all see the market stats this month? I cannot believe it. And then you start talking about, briefly, and then you say, in my blog, I talk about this a lot more. Definitely go check it out. It's in my in this it's in my bio, or it's in this description, or here it is. You include a Q, or don't use a QR code, but include a link. But definitely reference it. But by adding your face, your voice, your image, people are immediately going to be more intrigued. They're going to immediately want to listen to your social, to the reel. And then depending on your tone of voice, depending on the topic of it, people may actually go read your blog. So then it takes them to your blog immediately. That's the way that I would market it. You could just always just do like a static image of your blog, or just update, or just put the link of your blog, but it's going to take time for people to read it, to read what it's about. And on social media, it's all about imagery, it's all about audio. So they're not going to want to like read a bunch of text to figure out whether or not they're interested in your blog. And so adding a video is what I would recommend. Christine, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, so that was my question too. Like, whenever you do that, is there any way to cut and paste the URL for that specific blog and put it on like an Instagram post or a Facebook post to where or do you have to say, please go visit my blog, and then they have to go in your bio and click your website and then go to your blog tab? Like,
no, so once your blog is live, so for this, so all the way down here, let me move this real quick. So down here, this is highlighted blue. So all you have to do is click on that. It takes you immediately here. And then you just copy and paste this URL. And if you want to make it shorter, there's tools to make it shorter. So it's like, oh my goodness, that's a long URL for social media. So you could put in URL shortener. And all you have to do is copy and paste that link here. And again, my mouse isn't working, otherwise I'd show y'all. But you copy and paste this here, and all it does is it shortens it. So it might just populate like this, like short URL.at. So when people click on it, it'll take them here. So it's kind of up to y'all. You can have this long URL, or you can make it shorter with tools like this.
so once you click that shorten URL, it'll populate another URL that you copy and paste.
Right. Yes. But yeah, that's a way to quickly find your URL. Is if you're already on this page, just clicking this, or you can go to the Realty Texas page, or of course you can go to your .me, you click on blog. This is mine. And then you just follow it back to this page. But yeah, so that's what I recommend for social media. Just a quick little example for y'all. Is there any more questions? Uh-huh.
So I just did this play one today.
Uh-huh. Can you delete your blog?
You said
I guess so, yeah. Oh, I think somehow I've got three in here. So I guess I can just use those and just write over them.
Yeah, I don't think that you can delete it. Yeah, no. Even if I don't think you can delete it, which is fine, because as long as your blog status is disabled, people can't see it.
I'll just choose the names placeholders.
Yeah, and then of course you could always just come back and like keep it blank, and then just add like different content in there at a different time. Just as long as you don't fill out the URL. Yeah. Like I said, guys, you gotta fill out the URL absolutely last. Any more questions?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you upload an image to any AI source, if it can read the image, and like, let's say I have an image that has stats, would it read off the stats or not?
No, I tried that already. It says that it can't read it yet. So hopefully soon, but I wouldn't bet on it. But no, AI doesn't have the possibility to read stuff or read images just yet. Any other questions? Ooh. Okay, well, that is it for today. I know we went over the hour mark, but I hope that I was able to answer any questions. I hope any answers to questions here were able to help y'all learn more. So
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. And if y'all want to tune into next week, it's the same time as usual. So Monday from 11 to 12, we're going to be talking about diving into this whole topic of AI and chatbots and really talking about, different input that you could put. If y'all have any specific questions, we'll walk you through it, and then y'all can learn from each other in those certain examples. So. Alrighty, well, I'll see
The
y'all.
handouts
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll see y'all next Monday. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. This was super helpful.
Yeah, of course, you're welcome.
Yeah.